Hi guys, this is Chandra, and I am here to do another Pinterest inspired tutorial. I skipped last week, I did it yesterday, so I'm going to do another one today for this week. And this was already on my Pinterest board in my cards, and Geneva Reed said this would make a really good baby shower um, invitation. So I thought, here's the picture. I thought that I would use um, a, sorry. I don't know. I thought I would use a standard size card so that it could fit inside an envelope, a normal envelope, without having extra postage, okay? So instead of it being square, this one is a normal size card. And oh, by the way, when you click on this and you go to visit site, that person's website is down. There's no longer a blog spot for it. This Diane Noble. I don't know. But it's no longer there. So what I did was I just created a normal A2 card. This is 11 by 4 1/4. And then I just scored it down the middle. And then what I thought would be easiest is to cut 2 sheets of the same cardstock at, instead of it being 5 1/2, I cut it at 6 1/2 by 4 1/4. So those are going to be scored and put here. And then I have another sheet that measures 5 1/2 by 5 1/4 because that is going to be scored and attached to the card here. Okay, and this is my theory. I haven't done it yet. I don't want to make 2 cards, so I'm going to do it all on camera. So there might be some mess ups. So then there are, in this picture, to me, that looks like a pocket. But what I thought was I'd make a pocket on each side, and that way you can actually stick, like, maybe, you know, when you go to baby showers, they give these little cards where they're registered. You could stick the registry cards in them, and then you could maybe stick the RSVP on the other side of the pocket. So that's what I'm thinking. So I made 2 pockets. This cardstock measures 6 1/2 by 2 1/2, and I made 2 of those for those pockets there. So now we're gonna do the scoring. Do you want out? Okay. Like, I understand cat, I don't, but she's just walking around meowing. Okay, so these sheets that are 6 1/2 by 4 1/4, I'm gonna stick it in the scoreboard, and I'm gonna score. Oh, you know what? See, they don't have to be. Well, let's just score it at 5 1/2. These flaps don't have to be that long, I don't suppose. Now that I think about it, you only need 1/2 inch on this side. So really, you only need to cut these at 6 by 4 1/4. And then, so I'm going to score this one again at 5 1/2. I'm just going to leave them on there. So whatever. I'll do the keyboard. Make me stop recording. Okay, so the pockets that measured 6 1/2 by 2 1/2, you're going to put it in the 6 1/2 inch side, and you're going to score it 1/2 inch, and then at 6, and then you're going to rotate it and score at 2. And so you're going to do that to both pockets. 1/2 inch, 6, rotate it, and then score at 2. And then the last one that we have is the one that measures 5 1/2 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to score at 4 1/4. And again, let's just cut off 1/2 inch because that's going to drive me nuts. You don't need a whole inch flap. So let's just cut those off now, and then I'll give you the new measurements. Okay? So pretend you didn't see any of that because I might edit. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so you need your standard A2 card. This is 4 1/4 by 11. Wait, that's not right. It's 5 1/2 by, oh my gosh, 8 1/2. I'm an idiot today. I just got off work, so my brain's still in work mode. So 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, score it down the middle, and you get an A2 size card. Okay, then you're going to need 2 sheets that measure 6 by 4 1/4. You're going to need 1 sheet that measures 4 3/4 by 5 1/2. And you're going to need 2 sheets that measure 6 1/2 by 2 1/2 for the pockets. Now we're going to attempt to put this together. Okay, so I am going to use my score tape because I don't want these flaps coming off. So I'm going to apply score tape to all of the flaps while they are in the extended position, meaning they're not folded down. To me, this is extended and this is folded. And when I first started watching a paper phenomenon about 6 years ago, that's just what she used to say. So that's branded into my brain, which I used to do her kit clubs, but I haven't done one in years. And sometimes I watch her videos, sometimes I don't, but she doesn't give free tutorials anymore, so that kind of bothers me. I guess that's her business. She's trying to make money, so she quit her job. I don't know. My feeling is I am doing this and I get subscribers based on my free tutorials, so I want to keep on offering free tutorials. If I want to make money off of something, I'll sell the projects that I made. Which, by the way, if you ever see anything that I've made, it's probably for sale because it's sitting in a box, because I have used hardly anything that I've made. Just a little plug there. Okay, so these two pockets, I folded up the sides and the bottom, and then there's a little square. So we're going to cut it off at an angle. And I'm sorry for those of you who already know what's going on. I just want to be really clear for those people who stumble across this video and have never done these kinds of things before. So, washi tape. So I'm cutting off the corners there. And I see I folded all these in. So when I apply my tape, I'm going to flip it over and apply it on that side. Okay. So what do you guys do when you're crafting? Normally, I either watch Netflix, which really I listen to Netflix because you can't scrapbook and watch something at the same time, but I do it anyway. Or I listen to books on tape, which I don't know if most libraries do this, but our public library lets you download them. So that's pretty cool. All right, so now I'm going to cut off the corners on my flaps that we folded, just so that it doesn't create bulk there. I do have to stick a note on the door that I'm recording, or else somebody will come barreling in here and tell me something disgusting, because I have boys, that's what they do, and they tell you stuff disgusting. All right, so I'm peeling off the tape backing, and then I'm going to apply it to the back of my card. So here's the front. It's open. So I'm going to apply it to the back. So I'm going to flip it over, and I'm just going to line it up. So I'm folding this down so the tape's down, and I'm going to line it up. To me, that is the easiest way for me to line it up and not cross over the fold marks. Okay, so now it'll fold in without being obstructed. So I'm going to do the exact same to the other side. So I'm going to flip it over, fold that down, and then I'm going to line up this edge with the other edge. And I suppose it probably would be easier to do it on the table, you know, like this, but then I'd have to get my head in the shot, so you wouldn't be able to see anything. Okay, so this is the top of the card, like it was. These are the two sides. See how they fold over nicely. And now we're going to attach the bottom flap. So again, I'm going to fold it down and line it up to here. Oops, I'm just making sure it's lined up straight like that. Okay, so now when we open it up, we have a card that looks like this, which kind of looks like that. So now I want to attach the pockets on the inside of these two. So here's our pockets that we made. So I'm going to take off the tape backing on all three sides. And I'm attaching the sides down first, and then I'm putting the bottom down. I'm just going to line it up to the fold, and that's going to create one pocket there, and we'll do the next pocket. Okay, so now we're going to fold this over I'm going to line it up, and because we've added that pocket, I'm going to score this again just to make sure that it's nice and crisp. And this one's going to do the same thing. I don't want it to buckle, but since we added that weight there, weight, bulk, size, whatever. So this flap can definitely go in first, and then we'll do this flap, and again, and then this flap. Okay, so it can go that. Okay, so that's the start of our card, and this one's driving me nuts. There we go. So here's the start of our card, and now all I need to do is decorate it. And you know, we all know that these are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, just in case you didn't get that the first time. And I have here some paper left over, the little darlings from Graphic 45. Okay, I'm gonna go that. Yeah, that might be a problem. We put those in first, and then these over. See, yeah, we can cut that out. This little asexual baby, because you can't tell if it's a boy or a girl, so I guess that's good. So we'll put that on the front. So I'll put that to the side. Here's some more paper. Just because it's a directional paper, I just want to be very careful and make sure that I cut it correctly. Whereas this dots didn't matter which way I flipped it when I cut it. Okay. Thinking, because I run out of ideas of stuff to make. I mean, so I've been thinking of video ideas, and what I've come up with, besides the Pinterest, is a long time ago I used to make a lot of projects to sell at craft fairs. And so what I thought about doing was just doing little tutorials on the easy things that I made at craft fairs that are going to be easy teacher gifts or gifts for coworkers, or even a little stocking stuffer for family. So I'm going to come up with some. I still have tons of stuff that I made that I didn't sell, and I just have to find it. All right, so in order for me to cut this correctly where I want it, I am going to just put my paper that I need over it. Make sure that it's level. Make it down just a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to take a pencil, add a pencil, and get in the camera frame, and I'm just going to draw a line around it, and then I will know where to cut. And then once I cut it, I can recut it at 1/4 of an inch smaller. So we got that done. Where can I put this paper? Here we go. Alright, so I need the pockets. Let's see what papers we have here. Apparently I'm going to stick with this pinky theme, so maybe this is a girl card. So this pocket is 2 inches by 5 1/2, so I'm going to do 5 1/4 by 1 3/4, and I'm going to do 2 of those. Here's all the pattern paper to decorate. Oh, there's a little baby guy. Now I'm going to cut out some more of these little cutouts. And first, originally was the blocks, the ABC blocks that Kathy Orta had made. I made them for a gift for a guy at work. And then I never used the paper again. It's cute. I mean, I like Graphic 45, how they have basically like the same color palette. So like you can mix and match their paper lines, but I don't necessarily like all their paper. It's just not my thing. I like Bo Bunny's paper, pretty much all of it. But I like a paper pack that melds together. I'm going to cut on the inside of this line just because I cut that at some other point. I don't know if this is going to fit on anything since my cards are horizontal and not vertical. So I don't know if I have the, but we're going to do it anyway. Okay, so you just got to see me cut paper. Isn't that interesting? Now, you need to decide if you want to grunge it up, meaning do you want to, let's see, it won't fit. Do you want to distress your edges with Tim Holtz Distress Ink? Okay, so I have this decorated. Okay, so here's the front cover. And then you open it, and there's the two spots I was talking about that you could put the registry information, maybe an RSVP postcard you could make and put here. You could put baby pictures on here. You could use any different kind of paper that you want. I have some postage stamp looking stuff left I could put on here. Flips open, and right here I was thinking is where you can print out your actual invitation and put out the invitation there. Just cut it a little bit smaller than this itself. So that should, cross your fingers, fit inside. Whoa, I don't think that it's gonna, no, it's not gonna fit. Usually if something fits between this space right here on your cutting board, it will go, well, I don't know. Do I have one without the band? This band right here is jacked up. Let's get the band out of the way. It's catching, I mean, it goes through, but it's catching a little bit, so it might cost more postage, but that's how you can tell quickly if you're going to have to use more postage or not. The only other way to make something this thick thinner is to use regular paper instead of cardstock to make it, because if you're using cardstock, it's not that thick, but if you use regular paper and then cover it with cardstock, it'll make it probably as thick as cardstock, so then it won't be so thick. You can leave out the pockets to not make it thick, and then just like maybe print on paper that information that you need to put in the pockets, or you could just put one pocket and leave one pocket off, and it would be a little bit thinner as well. So that is how to make this Pinterest inspired card. Thanks for watching, guys.